Yo, what's good? So I started university about 2 months ago now. Not that long, but it feels like a pretty long time. I know how to not balance it. I know how to not do things well. So I feel like by knowing how to not do things, I know how I should be doing things, right? So I just kind of wanted to make a video on me like voicing out my thoughts, voicing out how I should do it and how I plan to do it, so that I could just understand it. And also, if someone's out there who wants to learn, it could help them, right? So number one, what I would say is setting a routine, planning out your days. I've been doing this for quite a bit, like on my Apple Calendar, but now with university, it's helped me so much more because I could plan out when my lectures are, I could plan out when I'm going to study, I could plan out when I'm going to do editing, I could plan out when I'm going to do trading and stuff like that, right? So what I like to do is just like the day before, I'll plan out each task that I'm going to do during the day, because this also helps a lot. Like if I have because using the reminders app, I could add all the homework assignments that I have to do, or all the tasks I have to do, like reading, or if I have to do an assignment, or if I have to do a lab, or if I have to like do my trade journal. I could just have a list of all the stuff that I have to do, and then I could just put this into my Apple Calendar, and then I'll just have a clear idea of what I'm going to do. Because bro, if I don't plan out the day, then I'm just going to do whatever I want during the day, and it's not going to be like proper. It's like it helps me stay accountable, but like you also got to be disciplined enough to follow the plan. Like there's no point in making the plan if you're not going to follow the plan, right? It's just like pointless. So the important thing is you got to be disciplined to follow the plan, but with having the plan, you have an idea of what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, and you just like you set the routine. Like you're gonna have like specific times of the day where you're gonna be locked in, and you're gonna have specific times of the day when you're not gonna be as locked in. And honestly, I feel like the body likes routine. I listened to this in a Huberman Lab podcast, but it was like you gotta set, like when you're studying, you gotta set like the same amount of time, like at the same time every day, so then your brain just gets conditioned to lock in during that time. So that's honestly like the first thing. Now it doesn't have to be perfect. Like you don't have to be like putting so much detail into like planning at 31 minute and 30 seconds I'm gonna start doing this. You can't be doing that, because like that's just counterintuitive, bro. Like freaking perfection is like perfection is like procrastination in disguise or whatever, right? So it doesn't have to be super perfect, but just having a general idea of what specific tasks you're going to do at times, then you'll be able to progress through the day with ease. You won't be spending so much brain power trying to figure out what you're going to do at this time, what you're going to do at that time. You already have a clear idea, and you can just go right into the task, and you'll be prepared to lock in anyways. So next is like to simplify things. Honestly, this kind of goes with the previous one, but it's like you got to simplify your task, bro. You got to make things so dumb that it's like impossible not to do it. Like you want to minimize brain power usage, right? When you're balancing multiple things, you don't want to be like spending so much brain power on each thing. You want to like distribute the brain power among all things. Like if you're kind of like me, like I don't have unlimited intellectual like energy. Like I burn out pretty easily. So it's like you got to make things simple. You got to start doing a task, make it super dumb and easy to follow, and then just get the task done. It doesn't have to be perfect, but like the important thing with uni, like you have to get good grades and stuff, and you have to do things well, but you can't aim to be like perfect. Like perfect's all the way up here, and then like great is right here. Like you like honestly, for me, it's like you can't be perfect at all these things. You have to just like sacrifice a little bit of like that gap between perfection and greatness in order to like be able to like do good in all different things. So that's like another thing. So the next thing is to minimize your distractions, because distractions are actually like hella time wasters. Just scrolling through Instagram, scrolling through TikTok, looking through the Snapchat, bro. Like that shit takes a lot of time in your day. Like I realized, like going over my screen time, like I had my screen time data from a long time ago, back when I had Snap, back when I had Insta, shit like that. It was like 2 hours a day on those two apps. So once I deleted those two apps, my screen time is like 15 minutes on TikTok now for social media. And those 15 minutes are just me making TikToks, right? So it's like a lot of time if you think about it. Like in 1 week, that's like 8 hours you could save. That's 8 hours you could sleep 1 more hour a night. Like that's another priority. It's like it's just minimizing distractions. Like you got, like for me, what I do, I deleted all the apps. I only have TikTok because I like to make TikToks for my trading account, but other than that, I don't really have any other social media on my phone. Like I use Instagram to do the website, and that just helps me with like getting off the app, because it's so annoying to use the website app, because you can't even scroll on that shit, and it's impossible to like click stuff and everything. So that honestly helps for me. It's just the main thing is just deleting apps, or just making it harder, like adding friction to access the apps. Maybe you need to have Instagram, maybe like you need to have it, or maybe you need to have Snapchat for some reason. But honestly, you can just do everything through iMessages if you really need to communicate, and Instagram you can just use the webpage. So honestly, I feel like having the apps like deleted on your phone is one way to like really reduce distractions. Also on the computer, just removing notifications, turning off unnecessary notifications on all devices, or just throwing your phone out when you're doing like a hard task. That helps minimize distractions, because bro, once you get distracted, then who knows how long you're going to be distracted for, bro. That'll just kill you, bro. Like the time spent on those distractions are just, you could spend so much more time on other things that you need. So yeah, that's like the next point. So to go along with like minimizing distractions, it's like you gotta prioritize yourself and say no sometimes, bro. Like you gotta prioritize saying no sometimes. You just gotta be comfortable with saying no, even though it might seem tempting. Like, yo, you want to go hang out with your friends, or you want to do this, you want to do this with someone or stuff like that. You gotta sometimes just say no, bro. Like honestly, like from personal experience now, like from the past like 2 months, what I realized is like the days that I followed my plan that I planned out myself to do, and the times that like I just prioritized myself, that's the days I felt way better about myself. Those are the days I felt like much more like in a better mood. And those days where I like said yes to unnecessary things, those are the days where I would be in a shit mood. Those are the days I'd be like, fuck, I messed up, like I regret that, I shouldn't have done that, I shouldn't have wasted this much time. And honestly, like the feeling of being in a better mood in the long term is much better than the short-term dopamine you'll get from hanging out with your friends or something like that, you know? Like, you know, hanging out with your friends is good, and like, you know, you don't want to do school by yourself, you know, because like you could like help with assignments and like more brain power together and stuff, and you could teach other people, and that just helps. But at the same time, you guys say no to some things. Like there will be some days where you just have to lock in by yourself, bro. Like sometimes you just have to just say no, but like just say no. But like that's like the main thing, bro. Just don't get into pointless stuff, because that'll just cook you in the long term. So yeah. Number 5 is to be fluid in your expectations. I don't even know why I started counting it, but number 5 is just, you're not going to be able to, you can't expect to go full 50-50 with like day trading or whatever your hustle you're doing and then university, bro. You have to be fluid in your priorities. Like sometimes you have to put like 70% into school and then 30% into trading. Or sometimes you want to put like 70% into day trading and content, and then you have to put 30% into school. Like that's what, like me right now, I'm filming content, I'm planning out content, and school is like in the back burner. School is like forgotten about. But like last week, for example, during my midterm exams and all that shit, it was like 90% school and the other 10% was trading and content, bro. Like you can't expect to be 50-50, because if you're going 50-50 the entire time, then both things will just flop, bro. You gotta be strategic with it, bro. You gotta put, sometimes you gotta put 70% of your time or brain power into one thing and then 30% into the other thing, you know? Like for example, like I just said, midterm exams, when you have midterm exams or when you have a hell of assignments, you gotta put more effort into doing good in those exams. And then when you don't have to focus too much on school, then you could increase the amount of locking in on the other stuff. So yeah, you can't just expect to be able to fully balance it, because honestly I feel like it's impossible to do 50-50 for everything, you know? You gotta like just switch between the two at an equal amount. I don't know why I did that, but it's just like, it's like a, I don't even know what I was gonna say. So I just said were like mainly some practical things you could say, but like honestly for mindset, I would say it's just shifting your mindset from like a, oh, I have to do this, oh, I have to wake up in the morning, oh, I have to study for this exam, oh, I have to journal this trade, into like, I get to do this. Like I get to wake up in a good household, and I get to wake up and get to go study and get to do exams at a well-established school. Or it's like, I get to learn this skill that could give me financial independence for the rest of my life, you know? So those are kind of like, it's like just having that shift from like a negative shift to like a positive shift, that honestly will give you more motivation to continue working on it rather than just giving up early, you know? Because burnout is a real thing, bro. Like burnout, you could feel like eating like shit, doing all this dumbass shit, but it's like you gotta be in that mindset of being able to be grateful for what you have and just constantly improving. Because bro, when I went to Sri Lanka over the summer, bro, it's trenches there, bro, and I realized like how fortunate I am to be living in a house, like just living in a house, but like there's a house here, but I'm living in a house. I'm able to sleep on a bed. I'm able to like have Wi-Fi connection. I'm able to make all this content and post it, you know? So it's like, it's just having a mindset shift of like changing how you feel about the life you have, you know? Also, just being in a mindset of like constantly improving. Like you're not gonna get perfect the first time, but you gotta be constantly learning how to improve, constantly learning how to optimize your day. And like something I usually do for that is just journaling at the end of the day, what were like the main negative things that happen, and just providing some solutions to that, and then just putting that and like using it for the next coming days, because that'll honestly help. Like you'll just constantly be leveling up until your days are just, you don't have no negative shit. And that's kind of where I want to get to. You know, I'm still struggling with small things like procrastination or lust or other things like that, but you just got to keep on improving yourself and not be in the mindset of like, oh, I'm already the best, I don't need to improve. You got to be like constantly learning, constantly trying to improve yourself, because you know, we're not like, no one's gonna ever be perfect, you know? We're gonna keep on having flaws. Like, you know, when I'm rich and shit, I'll probably have the flaws like, oh, I get too many bitches, or like, yo, shit, I have too much money, or like, oh shit, like I don't know, but that'll be in the future, but that'll be future issues. But right now, like issues like procrastination or just having mental fatigue or just having lustful temptations, those are like the main things right now. You just got to constantly improve, because you're always going to have issues. You just got to learn how to take those issues and then find solutions to those issues. So that's like another mindset thing I would say. Yeah, one last thing I would say is just also like scheduling time for yourself. For me, it's just like when I working out is a non-negotiable for me. Because honestly, bro, working out is just a time for me to clear my mind. It's a time for me to get off of school, get off of trading, get off of content, and it just lets me like lock into myself, and I feel way better about myself after doing it as well. So just having time for yourself, prioritizing sleep as well. I sleep 8 hours a day still. I know people who sleep 2 hours a day. I know one of my friends be sleeping like 30-minute nap intervals, and she looks like she's gonna commit suicide, bro. So like that's like the thing, bro. Like you gotta like, I feel like prioritizing sleep is a very important thing. Like some days you won't be able to hit all the 8 hours. Sometimes you only have 5. Sometimes you only have 7. But honestly, I just try to aim for 8 because it's good for you, bro. It's good for you, bro. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all. This video is honestly kind of all over the place, but yeah, I'll see you in the next video.